Yo guys, Kieran Hedley here. Today we're going to do the 3 ab exercises you should be doing. These are the ab exercises I recommend to you, and I'm going to go into a little bit of the anatomy and the science behind why we're doing these exercises and how to perform them, because that's also extremely important. The quality of the movement is so important, so we're going to get into that as well, you know, because everyone wants those abs. Yep.
We gotta feel that rush again.
Okay, so first thing first, I do need to go over the anatomy so you understand why we're doing these exercises, because it's very important. Because believe it or not, this blew my mind, right? This blew my mind. Get this. The muscles here, alright, isn't just a six-pack. Yeah, I know, mind blown. Absolutely crazy. So it's not even called the six-pack. That's crazy, isn't it? Okay, I'm just gonna get to it. You've got 4 main muscles that you've got around here in the core, okay? And you've got 2 other muscles that also activate and help with stabilization and core activation as well, which I'm gonna get into in a second. So first off, you've got your rectus abdominals, which is a six-pack, okay? So that's what it's called. Yeah, funny. Then you've also got the external obliques running along the side here. And then you've got your internal obliques underneath that, running underneath that. Then underneath that again, the very bottom layer, okay, you've got your transverse abdominals. It runs like a belt. The fibers in that muscle run right across like this. And that's what's gonna happen with your stabilization. So when you brace, like this, all right? You're gonna use your transverse abdominals to tighten your stomach there. So that's what you use when you're doing, like say your squats, heavy deadlifts or anything like that. It's your belt that's gonna brace you and stabilize you so you don't get, don't basically snap your back. And then 2 other muscles as well. You've got your anterior serratus, okay, so that's the muscles that come along like this, okay? And then you've also got your, forgot what it's called. Oh, what's it called?
2 hours later.
Intercostal muscles. There we go. So you've also got your intercostal muscles, which is basically a muscle belly that pushes up against the ribs and expands the rib cage. So when you're doing things like extending of a head, all right, to do a pullover, all right, that's your intercostals stretching and then contracting as you come through. Same with this, same with all these other muscles down here, but this is one of those big muscles there. So those are the muscles that are going to help stabilize and activate the core as well. Also another thing as well about the obliques and the rectus abdominals as well. Okay, so the fibers in these muscles actually run in all directions. So they run downwards, they run across ways, they run diagonally, so they actually run in so many different ways. So you actually want to target the muscles in various ways, the same way. So you're not just going to target them by going up and down in crunches and doing leg raises, because that's only activating the muscles in a single way, in a singular fashion, because your fibers do run downwards. Yes, you're going to get activation, but you're not going to get activation from the diagonal or the crossways. So that's why it's super important to get all sorts of movements in. So that's why you'll see in this video how I go through different range of movements. And now finally as well, something before we get into the exercise, sorry it's quite long, to activate your core properly and to get more quality in the movement, to actually get more activation in the movement. So this is super important, because if you're not getting activation, you're not stimulating the muscle that you need to. You'll probably be just using your lats, or you'll be using your hip flexors instead, and that's not what we want. So to activate your core, okay, what I want you to do, you can just do this test where you're standing up. It's pretty easy, okay? Alright, relax, alright, stand in a good position, and then all I want you to do is push your belly button through to your spine, and then brace and exhale. Same time, okay? So watch with my hand. Okay? So basically what you're doing is you're sucking in your core and you're activating all those muscles inside your core there as well. So that's super important. Once those are activated and then you do the exercise, you're going to stimulate them a lot more. And it is scientifically proven that that's going to happen as well. So now with that in mind, we're going to get to the very first exercise. The very first exercise I recommend is simple, okay? It's literally the bicycle crunch, which is your knee to elbow, okay? So there are different variations to this. We're just going to go over the main one, which is just basically, like I said, the knee to elbow, keeping your shoulders off the ground, and then keeping your feet off the ground the entire time, making sure you're getting full extension as you see in this video, and then getting full contraction at the top as well, and also following that breathing pattern that I just went over about exhaling through the contraction. So that's super important, and then you're going to get the get full stimulation in that muscle. Also, it is actually proven as well, I'm sorry going into a bit of a science phase here, it is scientifically proven that you get, I think it's around about 33% or something like that, more activation through doing bicycle crunches as opposed to normal crunches, okay? And remember, make sure that you do have ultimate control in this exercise, so not to extend so much that your shoulders become rested on the ground. And now exercise number 2 is actually using the Swiss ball. The reason why I want to use a Swiss ball is because you're actually going to activate activate your core in a whole different way. Thank you. It's because your transverse abdominals are going to have to really stabilize the entire core in order for this to be effective. So what you're going to have to do is you're going to put your feet on the Swiss ball. You're going to put your hands down, brace your lats, okay? So brace the sides just underneath your armpits, okay? As tight as you can, and that's going to stabilize yourself. Make sure you brace your core before you do this. Then you've got two options. You can either do a knee tuck or a pike, which is keeping your knees nice and straight and locked out and bringing your feet towards your face. So by doing that, by pushing your bum into the air as well, and by doing that, you're actually going to get more activation, because again, this is scientifically proven that you do get, I think it's like 40% or 50% more activation, which is a lot, through the core opposed to just doing your traditional on the floor movements. Finally, we've got another two variations of this exercise. So it's called windshield wipers. Okay, I'm sure it's got another name, but that's just the name that I know. So windshield wipers, you can either do it in the beginner level, which is lying with your back on the ground, keeping both shoulders planted on the ground, keep your hands up to your side, or grab onto a bar like there's something stable behind you to stabilize yourself, and don't let your shoulders come off the ground, okay? This is going to stabilize you. Keep your chest up and basically brace your core as tight as you can, squeeze your bum, and you're just going to move your legs side to side like a windshield wiper. And then you can also do this suspended in the air. Again, this is going to be a really tough exercise to do. This is actually very advanced. Is basically hanging windshield wipers. So that's basically being suspended from a pull-up bar, holding yourself, bracing your lats, because that's going to brace you really well, bringing your hips up to your shoulders, okay, and that's going to be there, and basically you're just doing that same movement again, but in the air, as you can see in the video. So as you can see, all three different exercises that we've gone over have hit your abdominals, so all the different muscles and all the different fibers in certain ways, like I explained in the beginning of the video, how you've got that different directional fibers running through your stomach as well. Alright, now that's it from me. Thank you so much for listening. Sorry for the huge explanation. I kind of wanted to get this message across, because there's actually a lot of people out there that I've seen, being a personal trainer myself, just seeing going through the movements and going through actually activating the muscles that they need to activate in order to help them develop, because that's, again, like I said, just super important. And I just wanted to help you guys out by giving you a bit of information and a bit of background on why you want to do some of these exercises as well, because some of them do look a bit stupid and hard, and who wants to do that stuff, right? Anyway, thank you so much for listening, guys. I seriously do appreciate it. Subscribe to this channel if you want to hear more of me. Thanks so much for listening, seriously, and watching. Take care, guys. Have a good day. Chur, I'm out.